Hello everybody, Chris Grant here again. In this episode, I'm going to discuss the recent news that the Finale software is basically coming to an end. So I received about 2 weeks ago an email from the makers of Finale software that it's basically ending. You can still use the program, but it's not going to be, available in the near future. So I'd like to discuss it, and first I'm going to start off with what is Finale. It is a music notation program. It's a music notation software, and I've been using it for about 8 years, and I really like it. You can get your notation to look the way you want it to look, and I believe, don't quote me on it, but I think it was like the industry standard, so that like any sheet music that you buy, or most of it, was probably done on Finale software, was created on that program. So when I got the news from Finale, at first my reaction was I was upset about it. Like I said, I got the program when I was taking some online classes in Berkeley about 8 years ago, and I got it at a student discount price, and I've been using it ever since. It's my really go-to program for when I transcribe music, or when I want to write my musical ideas down. I know it fairly well. So, why is Finale ending? That I really can't say. I don't really know. Maybe there's just no money in it. We could speculate on that. There's a limited amount of people that use software. It's probably competitive with not just, other commercial software, but there's also a lot of free software, so it might be difficult to make money in this market, in that type of market. So I don't really know why for sure it's ending, but to me it's like, Chevy going out of business. It's a little disturbing to me, but I got to accept it. So like I said, I wrote down some things because when this happened, I was deer in the headlights. Why I use it, like I said, I've been using it for 8 years now. I've really grown accustomed to it. I know all the menus and all the little tricks and things you can do with it. And I think it's the best musical notation software out there. I'm sure people might beg to differ on that, but you can get your sheet music to look the way you want, and with it you have a lot of control over the looks of your sheet music. So for your final product, it comes out great on Finale. So what's the big deal? It's a music notation software. I have mixed feelings about it. It is a big deal to me. Like I said, I've been using it for a very long time, so now I have to go with some other product. And if a lot of people don't even use music notation software, they'll just write down their ideas on sheet music with a pencil. And that's great. That's fantastic. That's just another way to do it. But like I said, I've been using Finale for at least 7 or 8 years, and I just love it. It works for me, and I'm so used to it. So now I got to get used to something else. So what are the alternatives? Well, Finale recommends Dorico, another music notation software, and I'm kind of like dreading having to learn another software program because there's always the learning curve, and I just got to plow through it. I probably will eventually end up getting it. They're offering a discount for Finale users, so at some point I'm gonna probably have to bite the bullet and buy Dorico. I looked on Dorico's website because there was a link when I got the Finale notification that they're ending, that to click on the Dorico website, and it shows you comparisons of what Finale can do and what Dorico can do, and it looks like they do a lot of similar things, or there's enough overlap there. It's just that I'm concerned that Dorico might not do everything that Finale can do, and that's a concern of mine because I am kind of like detail orientated when it comes to the music, to how it looks on the page. So I'm just concerned that it might not be able to do everything that Finale can do, but hopefully it can, and we'll see what happens. I haven't purchased it yet, but it might be something that I purchase in the near future, to get my feet wet with it and start using it. I also use, along with Finale, I also use Guitar Pro, which I think is also a very good musical notation program, but it's geared more for the guitar. But it does have some, I would like to say, limitations as far as the appearance of your final product. It's not as far-reaching as Finale when you get your final product. You can only do so much with it, but it's great for guitar notation. It's great for even piano notation. I just don't think visually it's as good as Finale, but I do use it from time to time, and I will probably do a kind of like a brief tutorial on Guitar Pro and how to use it and what I use it for and its pros and cons. I also purchased Staff Pad for my iPad, and I use that as well for a musical notation program. So Staff Pad is very good, but it also has some limitations. It doesn't do as much as Finale, and it's good for certain things, and I'm probably going to do a tutorial on Staff Pad in the future as well. So it seems like all these other programs, there's always something that's missing that you can do on Finale that you might not be able to do on these other programs, and that's what concerns me. So right now, I might have to transfer all of my Finale files to XML files so that I can bring them into Dorico. You're gonna have to do that if you make the transfer. So, and when you transfer it as an XML, it doesn't transfer perfectly. You don't get exactly what your Finale extension was doesn't transfer exactly into Dorico. So you're gonna have to do some tweaking, and I've got a lot of Finale files. Like I said, I've been using this for like 7 or 8 years. So everything I have saved is a Finale extension, whatever their extension is. So it's like, now I'm dreading having to transfer everything. And that's gonna be a chore, especially if I want it to look like the Finale program, you know, like the way it looked in Finale. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. So I'm just putting this out there for people that may be thinking about purchasing a notation program, which I think is fantastic, because writing music and reading music are hand in hand. It's like reading and writing, you know, you got to do both. And writing music helps you with reading music. So if you're interested in, you know, writing music, you're going to have to look into, and you want to get a legitimate program, you might have to look into Dorico or Sibelius or whatever else is out there. I'm not sure. And then I'm sure there's a lot of freebie programs that might be very good. I'm not, you know, I don't know anything off the top of my head, but you can research that. So that's where I'm at now. And so I kind of gave myself a couple weeks to think about, you know, what am I going to do next? It's important for me as a musician to be able to write down my ideas, or when I transcribe a piece of music that I hear, I need a good program to do that on. And so now I have to adjust to something else. So that's pretty much what I wanted to discuss. When I do get Dorico and I get my feet wet with it, I will do a tutorial on how to use it. I'm sure there's a lot of similarities to Finale. It's just a matter of getting into the nitty gritty of, you know, how you want your music to look, and what menus there are, and how it's set up differently. So it's something we're gonna have to deal with if you use music notation software. So it's not really a video that I really wanted to make, but it's happening. And this is part of being a musician today, because we use software and we just have to adjust to whatever changes get thrown at us. I wish somebody would buy Finale and keep it going, because I don't see how the industry standard could just vanish. So, but it is what it is. I mean, companies go out of business for whatever the reason, and you have to, you know, segue into something else. So that is my video for this week, and we'll see you next time.